All right, man. Well, there's something to be said about high power receivers, and you get a lot of headroom out of them, which is really nice. This one here, I don't remember what this one's rated at, but it's at least 100 watts. And as far as the Sony goes, it's pretty good. I don't know why, but I always like what they would consider to be on the bassy side of things. But I don't listen to rap music. So a lot of the stereos, to me, they kind of sound kind of thin. They don't really have a lot of low end. But like stuff like this, though, this Marantz, they definitely have that really, really kind of boomy kind of sound. And I wish they would make stereos like that again. Like just make like a high power 150 watt per channel, something like that. Maybe even 200 watts, because today's standards are kind of a little goofy. But I hooked this back up because I've been using the Techniques, and I was powering this passive subwoofer into these Pioneers, and it shut down on me. I don't know, maybe just an impedance problem or something. I actually had not even thought about that. I don't know what impedance system it presents to the amp. But anyway, this thing here, these Sonys, these are really good. They're not quite what you would expect out of most Sonys. First of all, the front of it's all metal. It's got the door that is got some plastic on it, but the very outside of it is brushed aluminum. And it has a motorized volume knob, so it's in that crossover ear. Because I have the other one after this. This is the STR-DB930. And the one after this has an encoder instead of this. This has got a motor and a variable resistor. I personally do not care for encoders because they do go bad, and what's annoying is you turn them and you turn them and you turn them, and they start to jump the wrong way and different things like that. In fact, the Techniques that I just pulled out of here has that issue on one of the selectors, the function knob. Of course, this is going to use one too, but I don't like encoders that read digital pulses to determine what's what. I really think, when can you just put a physical switch in there instead? Like this, A and B and off. Now, what's kind of interesting about the other model up from here, it doesn't have A and B speakers, and so this you can do A plus B off. And so if you want, I think you put it off when you want to use headphones, because I don't think they cut off the speakers. But this is nice to do A and B comparison or run both. But the other one just has speakers on or off, and it doesn't have A and B. It has some other crap. I forget what it was. It's like front and back speakers or something. They really screwed it up after this model doing that. So otherwise, the STR-DB930 and the 10 whatever the hell it is are very similar. And I got these for a very good price at the Goodwill thrift store. I don't know, I just think maybe they had a lot of stuff to put out that day and just put a good price on it. And it seems to be that's kind of the theme. However, I did not get a good price on this. But I got a good price on it, if you know what I mean. Like, guys would be like, dude, you're crazy, you got a smoking deal. So one of these fully restored, properly restored, no LED bullshit, recapped, cleaned. I forget what else they'd like to replace on these. You can probably fetch $600 for one, which is actually pretty reasonable when you think about what does a used ham radio cost. Well, what would you pay? Well, for that one you wouldn't pay that much, but I've seen these 920s go for $600. Certain radios, not these ones, not those ones, but modern, newer radios. But anyway, I hooked this thing up, and I'm like, you know what? Okay, so I'm not getting quite as much bass, but I can really, really turn it up. And I don't have to worry about it. This thing sounds really good, but you can't turn it up very far. Yeah. About right to there. Probably going to get a copyright infringement. That's actually going to those, and I think it's not even in stereo. But anyway, it doesn't handle it well. I've been leaving it plugged on for weeks, just to kind of try and recondition the capacitors in it, things like that. I mean, as far as all things go, it's actually working pretty well. I just know that it would sound better with new caps, so eventually I'm going to have to do that. I'm going to try and get rid of a bunch of stereo stuff. I've got some Bose speakers. I got a couple of Technics receivers that I think sound good, but I don't want them. Like the other CD player, the 300 disc changer, I don't think it deals with scratched up discs as well as some of the other ones. So we're going to get rid of the 300 disc. This one is a 200, and it does not, I don't think it uses the same belt. And you got another 200 that doesn't use that terrible belt. It uses a cog timing belt type thing. So, but anyway, I want to get rid of some stuff. And I'll put the Techniques over here, one of them. This one shuts down if you really, really crank it up. I just think it doesn't like the impedance that the subwoofer presents, because I've cranked it up till the other speakers were ready to pop, and it didn't have any kind of problems. These are cool, but I just don't know. I mean, like, how many of these, I mean, you know, what do I do with it? Maybe I'll put it in the other room. It does sound good, and it's still alive. So it obviously is protecting itself, so it's obviously a better design than some of the other ones. So but this encoder here is a little wonky, and they should have just put buttons here for these functions. They did not. So anyway, that is the report. Look at this. I hit 5605, and that's almost about as high as I'm getting on this. And this one here, 55, 58. This is the same processor, an i7 6700K. But this is DDR4 in this little machine here, and this thing does seem to kick out a little bit of heat when you load it up. All of a sudden it comes on, which is kind of neat. But anyway, back to what I was talking about. So I either need to get rid of this or, you know, some other stuff. I've got a few too many of them. I might even just take them apart for parts. I hate to do that, but there's like lots of cool parts in these things. I've even still got one over here that needs to be fixed. It's an HDMI receiver. I forget what it is. It's like a Yamaha. And it needs a big, huge 10,000 microfarad. And it's got to be smaller. I don't know what this one is. It is a Yamaha. Yeah, so Yamaha. Don't know which one it is. V367.